What is going on, everyone? Leon checking in, and we're at it again with another episode. Now, today's content is an increased focus on the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 4, which brings us to the Supcase UBPro case for the Z Fold 4. Now, I wanted to do this video because, unfortunately, conveniently, the cover display on my Z Fold 4 stopped responding to touch. Of course, it would turn on, but when you went to interact with it with touch, there was no response whatsoever. So I had to bring the device to an iFixit, and it was fixed yesterday within a few hours, and now it seems to be working fine. But for those who are always saying that these devices aren't reliable, that they still have too many issues, I can't disagree there. So after I got it fixed, and I had to have my screen protector removed to get it fixed, and the case that I had on it was pretty scratched up and not really attractive to look at anymore, I decided to put on this case that I had laying around for some time. As always, clarity and authenticity are important for the content, which is why it's important to mention that Supcase did send out the UBPro case for the Z Fold 4 on their behalf. And in order to easily find the portion of the video that you're most interested in, we've included watermarks to identify each section. All things said, let's go ahead and get into it. So here we are with the unbox of the Supcase UBPro case for the Z Fold 4. Packaging is attractive, featuring a hollow foil design with geometric shapes. The magic of many tech unboxings is how the lid slides off nice and smooth, and this doesn't disappoint here. Contents are also simple here. First, we have the instruction manual, which also includes extra adhesive strips. Now, if you've been watching my previous videos about cases for the Fold series, I skipped the adhesive strips because I want to be able to remove my case easier for cleaning. Next, we have the rear portion of the case and the front portion. And interesting enough, the front portion does include a screen protector. Overall rating for this unboxing is going to be a 9 of 10. We have a modern appearance, and the unboxing comes apart smoothly. So let's talk design and rating of the Supcase UBPro case for the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 4. First, we do have that front portion of the case, which has a built-in display protector. The sides of the case also feature a carbon fiber-like pattern, which I like. This gives the case a performance characteristic. This pattern is most noticeable on the rear portion of the case, where we would have the hinge protection and where we would also store the S Pen, which we're going to talk about in a moment. Overall, this pattern does look really cool. The UBPro is a TPU case with built-in shock absorption. We also have these nice anti-skid pads on all four corners. This is going to be a plus for if your device is laying flat and you don't want this surface of the case to get scratched up. Along with this, we have a built-in kickstand, which is going to provide multi-viewing angles. And finally, we have the hinge protection for this case located right here. And what I love about it is that it actually locks out into place. This also gives us a clear view of the S Pen slot. So we are going to grab the S Pen and then we're going to drop it right into place. And if we push on our S Pen, it's going to click into place. That's going to be held securely. Now, if this case was installed on the phone, we can then take this hinge and fold it up. Again, we have that locking into place action. But what's also interesting about the hinge protection here for the S Pen is there is a window on the hinge itself, and that's called the eject window for the S Pen. So if we press on it, it's going to allow us to eject the pen out. So overall rating for this case is going to be a 10 out of 10. It's futuristic, has built-in functionality, and appears to be well built. So let's talk install and rating of the Supcase UBPro case for the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 4. Now, the first thing you're going to want to do is clean off your Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 4 device. That way you don't have any fingerprints or dust or dirt left behind. Now, we're going to remove the protective film first. And that's going to be on the outside as well as on the inside. And then we're going to press this portion of the case into place. Next, we can take this whole assembly and press it into the rear portion. Now, I'm actually going to open the hinge here because I think that's going to make it a little easier. And then we're going to grab our device, line it up right there, and then again, just press into place, and then make sure that the case is fully seated, and then we can close that hinge. And that's going to bring us to the install rating, which is a 9 of 10. This is very easy to do. Everything works really well. There's a little bit of effort required, which keeps us from a 10 to 10 score, but overall very good. So let's talk functionality and rating of the UBPro case for the Z Fold 4 now that we have it installed on the Z Fold 4. So of course we have these nice elements. We have the hinge protection with built-in S Pen slot with the window to eject the pen. We've got this nice TPU case with carbon fiber design elements, which gives it a performance aesthetic. We've got these nice rubber feet. That's going to prevent the case from being scratched when placed on a flat surface, and it's also going to add some grip. But when it comes to actual functionality, such as unfolding the device, there is a small inconvenience here. Again, we've got the hinge on the bottom. That works like most hinge cases. It's going to be underneath the case, and it's going to be tilted at an angle slightly. Now, when we close the phone, because that hinge locks into place, the hinge stays open. Now, this isn't a huge inconvenience. It's a minor inconvenience. You have to remember to press the hinge against the rest of the phone to protect the hinge when your Z Fold 4 is closed. And then we have the kickstand, which works just good. Now, of course, it's going to attempt to lock into place, and it doesn't seem to drop out so easily in this position. But if I tap at the top here, it drops out of place easily, but it does lock into the case securely, so that's going to be a plus. Also, with this kickstand, you can use it with your finger to hold your device more securely if you are afraid of dropping your device. That's useful. Now, when we are using this kickstand with the Z Fold 4 closed, we can use it with the Z Fold 4 in landscape mode as well as portrait mode, as long as the kickstand doesn't drop out of place, which just happened. That's going to be the small con here. Now, with the device open, we can use the Z Fold 4 in what I like to call landscape mode. That's pretty stable, again, as long as the kickstand doesn't drop out on you. But you can't really use this phone in portrait mode with the Z Fold 4 open. It's just going to kind of topple over back into landscape mode. So there are some good displaying angles here with the kickstand, but the kickstand may drop out of place fairly easily, and that may cause your device to drop onto the nearest side that it's going to drop onto. So this is going to give this case an overall rating when it comes to functionality of a 7 of 10. So that is it for today's content. If you enjoyed it and found it useful, please leave a like. If you're watching on YouTube and have any questions or comments, as always, drop those down below and I'll do my best to answer them. Now, there are 3 ways you can support this content. The first way is to click on the Amazon storefront link in the description below. There you'll find items that I have bought or would buy, and anything you buy from the storefront does support the content. The next way you can show your support is just by sharing this content with someone who might enjoy it or find it useful. And the last way you can show your support is just by clicking the subscribe button. Now, liking and subscribing are important because those are ways to vote on whether you like the content. Liking and subscribing are also important for new viewers and listeners. If new viewers and listeners see likes and subscribers, they're going to think that the content is helpful, worth watching, and listening to. And as always, thanks for watching, and may the universe flow in your favor. And until next time, Leon checking out.
You